In the last section, we spoke about how we're going to use Docker Compose to automate some of the commands that we were previously writing our long form using Docker CLI. The big purpose of Docker Compose is not only to automate some of these long-winded commands, it's also to make sure that we have the ability to easily start up multiple Docker containers at the same time and connect them together in some automated fashion. Now, to make use of Docker Compose, we're essentially going to take the same commands that we were running before, like docker build and docker run, but we're going to kind of encode these commands into a very special file in our project directory called docker-compose.yaml. Now, to be really clear, we're not just going to copy paste these into the file. We're going to write out these commands more or less in a special syntax inside the YAML file. Once we create that file, we'll then feed it into the Docker Compose CLI, and it will be up to the CLI to parse that file and create all the different containers with the correct configuration that we specified. Now, the Docker Compose file can sometimes be a little bit complicated, so I'm going to give you a quick preview of what we're going to do inside of it. So here's essentially what we're going to write into that file. We're going to first start off by saying, hey, Docker Compose, we've got a couple containers that we want you to create. In total, there are going to be 2 separate containers. One container is going to be called Redis-server, and we want you to create that container by using the Redis image, which can be pulled down from Docker Hub. We want you to also create a second image, or excuse me, a second container called node-app, and we want that container to be created using the Docker file in the current directory. Remember, that's the Docker file that you and I just put together 2 seconds ago, this one right here. In addition, after making that container, we want you to map some ports from the container to our local machine so that we can access everything running inside of